even say like you're lying. It just said,
I'm sorry. I'm
name.
legitimately sorry. I need to start recording. Okay, everybody shut up for a sec.
Okay.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the podcast, the Terrible Opinions podcast. I am your host, Grass. I am here with my two co-hosts today, Laser, say hi.
What's up?
And Atlas.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, all right. So today we're just going to go over two quick stories, and then we'll go ahead and start the Undertale discussion at that point. And so let's go ahead and get the stories up and running. Let's see. The first story I want to talk about was Steam getting a platform-wide chat filter in the Steam Labs experiment. So if you have Steam and you want to participate in this, like platform-wide thing, you have to opt in. It'll be in your chat filters, so that you can, you'll be able to check your when you're talking to friends or whatever. You can have them. You can always filter out certain words. They've given you more powerful filters for chat, but apparently, if you still want to like put some derogatory crap on your profile, that's still censored. I don't think there's a way to change that, at least not to my knowledge. And I'm pretty sure this is pretty recent, because Steam didn't used to have this. We used to be able to put whatever the fuck we want on our profile, but now very recently they've changed it so that we can no longer have anything derogatory. In other words, you can't have like suka briet or something on your. Yeah, I'm serious. That's actually filtered
It's a
out.
derogatory term in Russian.
In Russian, so you can't have suka briat on your Steam profile.
Man, rest in peace all those old Xbox 360 names that people just.
I know. I mean, people.
Like XX
So wait, I have a
underscore,
question.
heck.
I have a question.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
So you're telling me that Steam is going to enforce a rule where you can't have funny fucking names anymore?
Yeah. Well, not names, just in your profile. So usually your profile will have like a description, and then in that description you can like type a bunch of weird ass shit or whatever. But if you can't type suka briad, you can't type the N-word, you can't type any of that stuff. I'm obviously not going to say the N-word because I have to because I'm publicly recording and broadcasting this.
You need to end.
Dude, like honestly, like on Twitch, like we actually cannot say that.
No, I can't say this because I'm actually going to get banned on Twitch if I say this. So I'd rather not.
Banned, like whenever they say the N-word.
So
messed up.
So anyways, this chat filter is only for your chat for friends. This isn't going to be for like profiles or anything. The profile filter is completely separate. So there's that. So yeah,
I think that's a good thing, honestly.
I kind of get it, because your profile is technically public. So if you start saying like the N-word in your profile, people are going to be like, I can totally understand that, but to like not let us say suka briet, kind of, I'm a little upset about this. But not to the point where like I would be like, all right, I'm going to stop using Steam because of this. That's not like a deal breaker for me. Like it does put a damper on the kind of shit we can put on our Steam Steam profile. But I'm okay with it. I don't.
Dude, I remember like going to like CS:GO lobbies and like everyone just literally like just constantly.
Yeah, I know
exactly.
Exactly.
It was like really messed up and like stuff. And like, I got to the point where like, okay, it's getting kind of out of hand, I would say. But I wouldn't like say like, oh, it 100% deserves the award. Like, that's really
yeah.
stupid,
But
I mean, hey, it makes sense for like the public description. And
exactly.
Stuff. What about
because
names? I'm guessing names as well. You can't.
You can post memes, just nothing derogatory. As far as I know, that's.
No, I meant like your actual like Steam name.
What do you mean your Steam name? Like you want to put your
Steam, like a username.
That hasn't changed. I don't think so. I don't. I'm pretty sure if you want to put Suka Briet as your Steam name, you can. I don't. I'm
the N-word gaming, bro.
You're gonna get banned like very fast. I guarantee you.
Hey, man! Like my boy, the same guy on freaking YouTube got banned. Okay, I'm fucking doing it here. I'll do
All
it
right. I
right
mean,
now.
if you really think that like that's the way to go, then like be my guest, man. Like
No, I'm just joking, honestly, at this point.
Yo, you know
I
what's
got really
better? Yo, you know what's really better? Getting banned off fucking Club Penguin. That's the real shit.
Oh, dude, if you get banned on Club Penguin, you're like the ultimate Chad, dude.
I'm old as shit. I remember back in the
dude,
day.
I remember when.
Yeah,
I remember
you remember the
That was
days
fire.
when? Here's the thing that's really sad. If you were just a normal penguin, you had no fucking clothes, no money, bitches wouldn't fuck with you. But the moment you had hair, a hoodie, glasses, girls would waddle to you like all the time. Like that's what I remember back then.
all right, all right. All right.
If you were a kid.
All
and you
right,
had
all right. We're on a time limit. Let's move on to the
All right,
next
what's your
news.
next story?
I'm just saying, like that was the funniest shit back then.
That was a
Yeah,
fun day.
right.
Anyways,
Okay.
we have
So
to start a show to run.
we do have a show to run, unfortunately, and I appreciate the jokes and all these stories, but we do have a show to run. So the next thing I want to talk about is 2K Games supports NBA shooting in the protest of the Wisconsin shooting. So for those who don't know, no. This is 2K getting themselves involved in politics. That's the thing. So
Oh.
let me catch people up for those who don't know. Okay, so Jacob Blake, who was a 29-year-old African American, he was shot in the back 7 times by a cop while they were arresting him. Just, I don't have the words to describe that, but even 2K is supporting this kind of shit. They're like, this has to go somewhere. I understand that a lot of people will write this off as this is just the 2K trying to be politically correct or whatever, and just for the time being, so that they can rack up some good boy points. But I mean, look, I have nothing against 2K, and I have anything against them supporting the protest of the shooting of Jacob Blake, but my problem is that this is disingenuous of companies like 2K, is that they'll say, oh yeah, we support this, and then like after a few weeks, 2K will completely forget about this.
Oh, yeah,
They just move on to it.
I mean that's the whole point of companies, right? You're supposed to like pander to the crowd, like you're not actually like.
Yeah, they're fucking pandering. It's
like I mean, like I feel like I don't need to explain this, but remember when Pride Month was happening, like with June and everything?
Yeah.
How like all these companies were like changing to like profile pictures, like
Yeah,
pride flags.
Yeah.
Immediately after it was over, like almost all of them. Like,
everybody went back. Yeah, everybody went back.
Immediately after it happened too.
Yeah, it was like a day after. Oh, time. It's back to business. Like.
Sony, like they literally changed it like the 5 minutes before like it ends.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like that's
I mean, like,
that's the problem, though. No, but that's the problem. That's the fundamental problem of the market and the marketing of these companies. Like they'll market, oh yeah, we're pro LGBT, and then the next day it's just back to games, it's just back to development, it's back to whatever. Like it's like they never like fully embrace this stuff. And there was actually an article that I read earlier today on games industry, and that was in the article was called "Our Corporate Celebrations of LGBTQ Pride Progress." Well, and the little blurb said, 2 queer non-binary game developers discuss whether there's an upside to pinkwashing during a DevCon session. I'm not a fan of using terms like pinkwashing or queer.
Pinkwash.
They're basically terminologies as a derogatory, or like queer baiting or rainbow capitalism. It's just a lexicon of like terms to like
wait a minute,
bash.
they're getting offended at the fact that there's
No, they're not getting
Okay,
offended. No.
What?
This article is a discussion regarding whether or not companies like 2K or whatever we should be pandering to these moments. Whether there's an LGBT pride like parade or fucking march going on, let's pander to that. Like this is something that is similar in to what I was talking about just a few minutes ago, that whether or not this kind of thing should be appropriate, or we should push more of an LGBT agenda for the games industry. But there's so many other problems to like think about rather than than you know, genders and sex and
Like the
stuff.
whole pandering to the crowd thing should
That's
probably
what
be
this
like.
is about. You see, this is what it's all about. The media is about distracting the fuck out of you with stupid shit, so you can go, okay, I'm gonna just be fucked up by this all day and think about it. And the thing about the companies, they don't really give a shit if
Yeah,
you're gay
exactly.
or whatever. They
Well,
don't really give a fuck. But
yeah.
there are people that still buy their stuff regardless.
Yeah.
See,
So
it's not really
sides.
so much like
No.
so much like, oh, we're doing this because we care about the LGBT. It's like, oh, we want to do this because we want money from LGBT.
Right. No,
Which,
but
I mean, look, I don't want to
they
get
know,
don't.
and
But
they waste
okay,
a lot of money.
whoa,
And people are
hold up,
wasting a lot of money anyway.
Okay.
hold up. But here's the problem, though. Like, there is a point of pandering where you're putting LGBTQ into characters in your game. And while I personally I have nothing against this. A lot of people will say, "Oh, you're pandering to a crowd. Oh, this is the games industry like getting down on one knee and sucking the LGBTQ's dick or whatever." Like, I have a problem with this because, like, who cares if the character is trans? Who cares if the character is bi or gay or whatever? Who the fuck cares? The point is we should just go back to enjoying stories about characters in their worlds and their struggles and their you know, the human condition, basically. I want to go back to that where we're telling stories instead of pandering to communities, like whether it's LGBT or something else, or, you know, black people or white people or whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah, or it's just sucking up to agenda as
yeah,
well. It's
exactly.
like, oh,
No, but and that's the other problem I've had with the industry is that, like, they insist on pandering to, like, a community or a service or some ideology, and that's been an issue within the industry for, I don't know, 5, 10, maybe more years at this point, and it's becoming an issue. It's becoming a problem that I mean, I don't really know how to, like, fix this. I know this is one of the many issues, but right now the biggest issues I think people should focus on in this industry are still stop buying into like companies like 2K, Bethesda, and Blizzard, and we need to stop supporting these companies. Just like how, like, recently people have been saying, oh yeah, we shouldn't just give our votes to a presidential candidate. We should just make them earn our vote. Just like we should let developers earn our respect, and our hard-earned money. We should allow them to get our money instead of just being like, oh, I like this game. You know what? I don't care about all the drama, blah, blah, blah. Let me just get the game. That's the problem with that kind of mindset, is that when you have a mindset like this, it ruins people. It ruins the industry. It dilutes any sort of, like, progress people want to make in the industry, whether it's for better work conditions or better, just, you know, like, less executive meddling or whatever. Like, you can't, if you keep buying into every fucking Call of Duty every year, you're basically you're filling Bobby Kotick's wallet. You're not, you're so few of the amount of money that you hand over actually goes to developers, and that's a discussion in and of itself. But the point I wanted to get,
we've had this discussion multiple times.
Yeah, we have had this discussion multiple times. But what yeah, go ahead.
My opinion on that shit is that, listen, you can say the industry is gonna die, but listen, whatever makes money, that's their job.
Yeah.
This is America.
I mean, like, you mind if I say something as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't know, it's video game industry is like one of the highest grossing entertainment industries right now. It's the highest rising one. It's gonna, like, overtake pretty much all the other, like, entertainment industries.
Right.
It might as well have already taken them over by now.
Right.
And the thing is, also, you can say that, oh, people with this mindset are, you know, fucking up the gaming industry or whatever else.
Yeah.
But the truth is, these are individuals that make the choice
to
buy the game. And
Right.
the companies, they aren't going to give a shit whether you're happy or sad.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
look at the example of Battlefield 5.
Right.
It was exciting at first, but then people were like, "What the fuck is this?" And
No,
what is
like
the spokesman
the
saying?
problem with Battlefield 5 wasn't like, you know, like the first drama that came out of that was that, oh yeah, there's a woman in here. I'm like, that wasn't the issue that gamers had issue with. It was the fucking robot hand. It was the weirdness of like the uncanny. No, it was literally the fucking like, well, you know, prosthetic she had. People weren't upset about the chick in the trailer. They were upset about the prosthetic and the weirdness of everything that happened in Battlefield 5. That was the issue people had. That wasn't like, you know.
Wait, but like, I'm not fully sure about this as well. So
What?
They also had like, they also had.
Wait. Can we have one person talk at a time, please?
Sorry, but like, let me speak. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I have, so like, I'm not fully sure about this, but like, wasn't it like because like, oh, it shouldn't happen like this specific time? Wasn't it like World War II or something again?
It was supposed to be
like
World War II-ish, I guess. I mean, you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to talk about like timelines in relation to what any of this has to do with timelines.
Well,
but...
no. The reason why I'm asking this is because, like if it was like a futuristic kind of game, which by the way, this is why people hated Infinite Warfare. That's why people hated Advanced Warfare.
Right.
My whole point is like I don't know the actual timeline, which is why I was like kind of confused about that. Which is why it's World War II. Then what the hell would this? Well,
right. But I mean, I mean,
and one more thing, I don't hate the female characters, but if it's a worse.
This
setting,
discussion has nothing to do with Battlefield 5. I'm trying to steer this away from this.
Oh.
We just went off on a fucking tangent, and it's like,
it's fucking bad.
Yes.
It's relatable. To
it is relatable to the discussion, but I wanted to like people to understand that like this. Yeah, Atlas is right. This at the end of the day, this is a business, but that doesn't mean that we have to respect these businesses who keep making these shitty decisions.
I mean, like, why would you respect a business? The whole point of a business is to make money.
Exactly.
But that's why a lot of people have been complaining about the AAA industry. That's why people
complain. Because complaining doesn't fix anything. If you want a company to go down in shit, do what people do with Battlefield 5.
Don't buy it.
The
don't buy it. You don't like our shit, don't buy it.
Remember when the spokesperson was like, "Oh yeah, if you don't like our game, don't buy
it." Exactly.
And everybody
Just
stopped
buying
the
the
game.
But
like, so like I'm telling you this right now, I've seen people like just full out refund games.
No,
that
but
they just like flat out don't like, honestly.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but like the whole what happened with Fallout 76 was nobody fucking bought it. Stores had such a fucking surplus of product that they didn't know how to fucking get rid of it. You know, people weren't buying it, and then
put it on clearance.
Yeah, pretty much. And now 76 is selling on Steam for like $40, which I think I should have been the price in the beginning of all this. $60.
That seems a little too expensive for 76.
I have a friend.
$60 as a fucking game like 76 is just that's not
76. Well, I live in Canada, so it was $80 here.
Right, but anyway, so 2K supporting NBA, I have nothing against it, but and I don't want to make this too political, but the point I wanted to make was that this dude got shot in the back 7 times, and now 2K is supporting NBA protests in the wake of the Wisconsin shooting, which is fine, but
It's the worst.
You know, this is again 2K pandering, and this is the topic that I wanted to bring up all along was that should we be supporting these companies that are pandering to these events? If you know, like a lot of companies are saying, "Oh, we're not political," but then they start doing stuff like this, and it's like
UK does make games for that every like year.
Right, so. But that's not the point though. Look at what happened with 2K at the tail end of 2019, in December 2019, into January 2020, when WWE 2K20 would not even function in the year it was supposed to work. You know, like it was supposed to work in 2K20, and it didn't work in 2K20.
It literally just seems like a rehashed fucking.
It blows my mind. It genuinely blows my mind that like, I don't know. Like I know there are people who are like, oh well, I still want to play Borderlands or I still want to play some other 2K games, but it's like. When you look at
there are some good 2K games, but like their sports series is garbage.
No, it's not even the sports series itself. It's everything 2K's been done. Because you have to understand, Take-Two is owned by Take-Two. Take-Two is like the big parent company of all. Like
they're like Rockstar and everything too.
Right. So, like I said, I'm not, whether or not you like 2K, whether or not you support the shooting or don't support the shooting or whatever, just. We need to look at this critically. We need to evaluate our agendas towards these companies. And Alice is right. You know, at the end of the day, they're out there looking to get your money. So make them earn that money. Make them earn that money so that they can fill their pockets honestly, not by giving you shitty microtransactions, not by giving you a fucking battle pass or this or that or fucking paid cosmetics. No.
Well, I hate to tell you this, my guy. I hate to tell you this, and I don't side with the companies whatsoever. But if they did it, if they had to earn that money,
yeah,
they would go bankrupt in a matter of months. Because if they had to seriously get that much validation for each and every single customer,
not. I mean, okay. I'm not. That's kind of an extreme. But what I'm trying to say is that. Well,
that's what I'm hearing.
Right, no, but what I'm trying to say...
I think he just wants better quality.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, is that I want the companies to do better so that we are willing to give them money. It's not... That's what I mean when I say I want them to earn our money, not just like, hey, we gave you a game, we'll patch it in like 2 years or something, or we'll patch it into a playable state in 2 years. That's what I'm trying to say, though. Like, I don't want companies to get this ideology where they can shit out a game like Warcraft 3 Reforged or Fallout 76 and then patch it together after 2 years. Like,
honestly, like I've actually like talked to someone about this as well. I'm not gonna specify the game because I feel like we already put online enough.
Yeah.
But I like when I played the game, I was like, okay, yeah, this game's garbage. Like I played like when it like first came out. Yeah, this is a garbage game. So here I am like months later saying, oh, you should play this game, it's good. And like I have played a game, it's garbage. No, it's and like they said no, it's good because it's patched. Well, it's like I had a bad experience with the game. Why the hell would I want to replay it?
Yeah, exactly. Like
I guarantee you, some of those people that played the game were like paid by the company. Like, hey, you know, you're a famous YouTuber.
This is a random person that I'm just like talking to, and like he freaking tells me you should play this game again.
That's fucking weird. I don't like it when people tell me to play a game that I know sucks. And everybody knows it sucks. It's like,
I had bad experiences. If I had bad experiences with the game when it first came out, why the hell would I want to go back to play it?
Exactly.
You know what's really funny? They don't... I notice a lot of companies don't beta test their fucking games anymore. And why would they? Because to them, it's a waste of time and money, and they just want to get the game as
well, no, if you don't know, I think this is one of the reasons why Nintendo canceled their ambassador program. If you don't know, it's like a program where certain YouTubers, like specified YouTubers, would get like the game early to review it.
That's pretty douchey. But
yeah,
basically, what happened is that it ended a lot earlier because a lot of like because you know they didn't want bad reviews for the game. They even like cancel a few people like out in advance before.
That's just a shitty douchey business move. Like, huh, if I'm a famous YouTuber, I get to review it and play before you.
Yeah, I am honestly not a huge fan of that sort of like ideology. Here, we'll just give out our game for free, like before everybody else gets it, and then you guys can fucking give us like positive reviews.
No, it's like you have to review it though. Like you have to actually.
No, but I mean the thing is
and it has to be positive too.
Right. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like like I'm not a huge fan of how I'm not a huge fan of how like places like IGN and all these others and there are companies out there who will basically deny you a copy of their game to get it early and then have it and then review it if you don't say something positive about it. And I think this is idiotic. Why can't you just why can't you just fucking
be honest.
I know. Just fucking
how about you stop denying these guys of like your game. Give them tell them actually get honest reviews, and then like, okay, well, this game's bad. What can we do to make it better?
Right.
Right. They don't like that though. They're
Yeah.
so fucking. You see, companies
You
have
could use these to taking notes.
ego.
Like, you only
They have
use like,
they have such a big ego that the moment you give them too much criticism, like they will probably take a little bit of criticism, but like the moment you give just a fucking huge paragraph, they're like, okay, we can't work with you.
Nah, it's all about that score at the end. If it's not lower, if it's lower than a 7, what the fuck am I doing?
Hey guys, I just got this game from Shitty Company Studios, and despite every bad fucking thing I saw, this game is 10 out of 10. Buy it today. Oh, I mean, buy it when it comes out. I already have it. Suck my dick. Like, what type of fucking business is that?
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, but I get it though,
I get, yeah.
because that is today's business. They find famous people, the YouTubers, the douche tubers, or it doesn't matter.
The
what
giant
fuck
companies
you are.
who just review, who sole purposes.
Yeah.
And they can easily just send a product out to fucking anybody. It doesn't matter if it's finished or not.
Yeah.
Like a car manufacturer or something. I don't know if they do this, but they can send an unfinished car to somebody because they're rich and they can drive and be like, hey, this car's good, and they'll be like, okay, let's get to work and make this go out to the public. Maybe there's a thing like I don't want to stir this off topic. We ever looked at concept cars?
Sorry, but like, I'm just like saying, I feel like for video games, because I'm trying to like keep this like specifically to video games.
Yeah.
Make the most
But
sense.
it's kind of similar because like, like now the reason why I bring up concept cars because like I talked about betas,
The
before
beta
games
testers,
were
right?
released. Yeah, no, not beta testers, but like when they release a beta of the game, sometimes it could be good or bad, and when the game's released, it's like, what the fuck is this? Or oh my god, this is just as good. Same thing with concept cars. They make a car, right? And it looks really sexy. It's fucking awesome. But then they make the retail version. It's a piece of shit. So it's kind of similar to like when they release a video game.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell happened? Like when I played Halo Reach, for example, which is like fucking 10 years old. Oh my god. I noticed that the grenade, every time I threw a fucking frag grenade, I got a kill. It was so explosive. But when the game was finished, the grenades sucked. I fucking hated throwing frags because they wouldn't kill anybody. So fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like, my whole point pretty much is this, right? I feel like with beta testing a game, I feel like that would be a good idea. But the thing is, companies don't want to like, have like bad reviews of like their stuff out.
Well,
Or,
it's
like they don't want to like change their game to make it better. Honestly,
No,
I feel like that's why there's no beta testing.
here's one of the reasons. I'm looking at this from a business perspective. They would have to pay more animators, more what's that called? The fucking, like the guys that basically re-engineer the game and stuff, like the coders and all that stuff. They would have to pay them more. Yeah, they would have to pay more people to refix shit. And companies hate paying their employees sometimes a little too much or for a long time.
Yeah,
So-
we've covered we've definitely like seen like
So yeah, like
that too.
I mean, EA is a perfect example. They even admit that they have tight schedules.
Rich
Like,
Time's an asshole, I'll tell you that much.
yeah, so like they will be like, okay, let's make soccer, $20,000 fucking game, but if it has a bunch of glitches, who cares? Everybody will buy the fucking game. That's their.
At this point, I'm not surprised they literally just see consumers as sheep. At this point, like just we're just like hurting the sheep because they're gonna buy our game anyways. Like we can just fucking get screwed. We can make a game like not even like the actual game that we're buying. They'll still buy it.
You know what it also is? People worship the brand like it's a fucking religion.
Yeah, that's the other problem is that we've recently had a lot of like brand loyalty, and I know there's a lot of like I know let me finish. Like I know there are people out there who say that brand loyalty doesn't exist or is just not a thing, but I'm gonna be fucking honest. Like, there's a lot of people. Like, people used to call themselves Nintendo fanboys. They used to call themselves like Xbox fans or whatever. And like that, yeah, that in and of itself is brand loyalty. So for people to say, I don't believe in brand loyalty or I'm not a brand loyalist or whatever, that is not true. Because to some degree, you are a fan of a certain franchise, whether it's Fallout, whether it's Mass Effect, whether it's whatever. The point is, you are a fan of that franchise. Thus, you are a fan of it. Thus, you have brand loyalty to that brand.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I would say brand as in like.
No, it doesn't matter whether it's a fucking console, a PC, or whatever the fuck. Whether you're whether you're an Nvidia fucking hack or a AMD shill or whatever the fuck, you are still following through with brand loyalty. Now, I don't like brand loyalty anymore because one, I feel like the word is kind of derogatory in this day and age, but it is derogatory in this day and age. But the other thing is that like I'm not in a position to follow brands anymore. At least not in this.
Dude, I used to be like the worst like Nintendo fanboy ever.
Right.
Honestly, I actually really hate Nintendo so much now. It's such a terrible.
Yeah. But, I mean,
I was a huge Halo fanboy at the time.
Right.
I mean, like we were all fanboys at some point, but you grow out of it.
Right.
Like I'm a brand loyalist. I love Adidas, but like I don't give a shit if someone doesn't like it.
No. You know? Like my problem really is that I feel like the idea of brand loyalty is stupid, but that's just me. You know, I personally don't have a problem with it, but you know,
to me, there's a certain degree, like there's a level.
Right.
There's a
I
level.
feel like we're starting
Like
to
my personal opinion, I hate guys that worship the brand Supreme. It's totally I don't give a shit what you say.
That brand has become like a meme. Like people have literally memed the crap out of it.
Joke.
Dude, I've seen like sheep shirts and everything. Those are like fucking.
That was the joke. That was the joke. The Supreme shirts that was like what $200 or something like that. Like
oh my god, they're even more expensive.
You're not paying for the shirt. You're paying.
You're paying for the logo. You're paying for the logo.
That is brand loyalty. I pay because.
Let me see this right now. It's a white shirt. It's a white shirt with a
with a fucking label with just a word on there. Not even 2 words. 1 word.
It's a white ass shirt that like you can just freaking get from any Chinese sweatshop out
You
there.
can literally get that from fucking anywhere and fucking rate whatever the fuck
Dude,
you want.
I can buy like a pack of those from like freaking Walmart.
All right.
Think about like the fucking shoes though.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
not, like they're like me. I'll admit this. I got like 30 pairs of shoes. I don't give a shit.
So, okay.
Oh my gosh, you want to know those people? Okay.
All right, we are 30 minutes into the recording right now, which marks our halfway point, which means we need to pick up the pace. And I have one more story. I have one more story to talk about before we talk about Undertale and my opinions on that. So the last thing I want to talk about was today was Gamescom Day 3, and Bethesda was doing their interviews with like I don't know, streamers or whatever, but they were talking to their German fan base, and they were answering questions in both English and German, and yeah, I know. But the problem, they had someone who spoke both languages. Not a translator, but just someone who fluently spoke both languages. So,
oh wow.
So, and one of the things that bugged me about this was that Emil Paglarilla, which I've talked about in previous podcasts, how much I fucking hate him.
You don't know he's the creative director
he's the creative. He's now like he was like head writer, then he got promoted to like creative director. So I have so much hate for this guy because not only does he not know how to fucking write, like he won't even like be straight with people like asking him questions in an interview. And I've seen this not just like in the Fallout portion of the interview, because like once they moved over to like to Elder Scrolls and we were talking about ESO and player housing and stuff like that, they had other people on. It wasn't like Emil anymore because Emil is so tied to Fallout right now that anytime Fallout is brought up or mentioned, they bring him on instead of bringing Todd Howard, which I'm going to be honest, I would rather have them bring on Todd Howard than Emil because at least people can joke and make fun of him and he's not going to like fucking like lose his shit. But like
he's just like happy with like the fact that people are mean.
No, the problem really is like I think it would have been worse if they had like Pete Hines, honestly, because like if they had Pete Hines on there, I don't think anyone would be watching the stream at that point. Because that guy is like grade A douchebag. That guy is fucking grade A douchebag. There's like I don't know if you guys, like I said, I brought this point up, but there was this interview on Kind of Funny, and then like the first time they uploaded it, there were so many downvotes on there that Kind of Funny just took it down and then re-uploaded it because they didn't want to deal with like the like-dislike ratio. But like that's the thing though, Pete Hines is an asshole. But anyways, the point I wanted to make here was that they didn't talk too much about it. I wasn't around to catch the entire Fallout portion of the stream. I watched a little bit of their ESO discussion where they talked about potentially having underwater sections, and then Todd told this guy or whatever, he's like, do you remember any, like what was it, like how many memorable moments do you remember having been underwater in an Elder Scrolls game? And he's like, none. He's like, that's right. So there's no underwater section, there's no swimming, you can't do that shit in ESO. It's not like WoW where you can, you really pretty much do have free reign.
From what I remember, you immediately die if you fall in the water.
Okay, so my question to you, Laser, is have you tried ESO?
Elder Scrolls Online. No, I haven't. I actually have yet to try ESO.
I've been taking a break from gaming, honestly.
Okay. I'm very surprised, Laser, because you told me you're like a really big like Elder Scrolls fan. So I'm very surprised you haven't.
I haven't really been the biggest in a while, but like I have tried like other things as well. Like I've tried Blade, which by the way,
right.
Do not play Blades. It's like really bad.
Why would you play Blades? It's what the fuck? Why would you ever try that? That's terrible. It's a terrible idea.
I know. I was like free. Like okay, fine.
So
God damn it.
So Bethesda's next project, besides Starfield, is going to be Fallout Shelter Online, and I don't know if that's coming to PC or not, but I don't know what's going to happen to Fallout in the next decade and a half. But my prospects for both Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6 are like really fucking like, I have very, very low standards for Bethesda right now, so I don't expect anything. I know ESO recently released a quote-unquote Skyrim 2 expansion because they did technically go back to Skyrim again, but they call it something different.
It's a meme. It's a meme at this
point.
I
know.
It's literally just to keep releasing Bethesda.
No. But I mean, like that's the thing though. Like they brought in more content from what was it, from Skyrim. So anyway,
sorry, but like I don't understand why the hell they still keep doing stuff with Skyrim.
Because people like Skyrim. I don't fucking know.
Making more expansions after the game is like fucking 10 years old. What the
money?
No, but I mean, it's like people like Skyrim. They're gonna buy it. They're gonna download. They're gonna play it.
You want to talk dude? Oh, what the graphics did? Oh, we made the water 4K.
Yeah, I think the whole Skyrim remake thing has become a meme in and of itself. So.
Oh, it's like there's fucking Skyrim VR.
Well, no, there's Skyrim even in but the thing is, there's Skyrim even in like ESO. So like, you want to go play in Skyrim, you can.
Like ESO is literally just Skyrim, but it's online.
It's Skyrim, but online. It's Skyrim with guns, but it's online. It's fucking Oblivion, but with guns, but it's online. So here's the app description of Fallout 76. It's Oblivion, but with guns, and then it's also online.
So wait, what's Fallout? It's Elder Scrolls.
It's Elder Scrolls, but with guns, and it's online. It's Elder Scrolls, but it's with guns and it's online, and it's nowhere the quality of ESO. That's all I can say. My God.
Welcome to Bethesda. Just give us your goddamn money.
Just give us your money. So I mean, I wanted Atlas to like comment on this. I don't know if he has anything to say.
I don't play that game, but I can tell you something similar around how I feel about 343.
Sure.
Like when I was a Halo fanboy back then, I had a Master Chief helmet, I had a poster, I was just a big fucking Halo fag.
Yeah.
I was just insane. I was insane about Halo. Like I loved Halo. But when Halo 4 came out, it was like the biggest fucking disappointment ever. I've talked about how much I hate Halo.
You think Halo 4 is a disappointment? You have not seen 5.
I know. I seen 5 and I didn't have to play it to notice.
That's my point. That's my point, though. That's my point, though.
So sad for.
But if I can continue though, here's the thing. I was having like legit Stockholm syndrome with this fucking game because like I was in denial of how bad Halo 4 was. I played the campaign, and it was so bad I had to play it again to understand what the fuck I just played. I was like, did I play Halo or did I play Dead Space mixed with relationship problems?
I've never heard of Dead Space in years. Like, what the hell?
Like, listen, like the way they designed the game, the way they made the characters and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, the gameplay of Halo 4 is not bad, but it's just not Halo.
Well,
that's the only.
At least it's not 5. At least it's not 5.
I don't give a shit. Halo 4 is something.
The thing is,
You
I
know how
feel like
long
Halo 4 more
people
because-
forget. People forget that we wanted Halo 4 for fucking ever. They're back then.
We wanted
on
fucking
YouTube.
classic WoW forever. And you know and what did fucking J. Allen Brack say? You think you do, but you don't. You think you want that, but you don't. And like, this is what I mean. Like, every time a company brings out something that we wanted forever, quote unquote, they fucked it up. And they fucked it, and like, you know, hey, we want a Mario game. They'll fuck it up. Or we want a fucking, I don't even know, another Metroid game or something interesting. And they fuck it up. Like, we want fucking a working title. They give us 76. Like, do you understand what we're dealing with here? We're dealing with an industry. We're dealing with it.
Supposed to happen.
We're dealing with an industry that doesn't give a shit about anything. They don't care about our opinions. They don't care about. They'll just continue ruining stuff.
Send something.
Yeah.
Send something.
Yeah, go ahead. You can post it in the notes section.
No, I sent it in general chat.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. That's what, like, this is the problem with that, though. Like, we have reached
peak. I like just giving.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I can say.
We live in an industry where this is a thing.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, but I mean,
like, okay, to be fair on Halo Infinite's end, like they did say it was like an unfinished game, but I'm like, why did they release a gameplay of an unfinished game on a press conference?
Right.
You're basically asking questions you know the answer to.
Yeah,
Money,
exactly.
attention.
Exactly.
It's the hype up. It's the hype up the fans. Understand? It's the hype up the fucking fans. They've been screwing over like me. They've been screwing over fans like me for 10 years. They've been screwing over. Well, almost 10 years.
But here's the thing, though. Like, let's roll back the clock a bit. Blizzard announced a StarCraft remastered or remade or whatever, and then here's the thing. I went on their site because I was a huge StarCraft fan at the time, and I was really interested to see the remaster or whatever they were planning on doing. Turns out what it was just a reskin. So you would download like a patch file or something like that, and then put it into the fucking StarCraft folder, and then you'd be playing old StarCraft, but with like new skins. It isn't. When they said they were going to remake StarCraft, they didn't remake it. They just added a new coat of paint on it, and they made it into HD compatible HD compatible. And then when they made Reforged, when they made Reforged, like when they made Reforged, it, you know, we saw the incident. It became 0.6, 0.5, and then like I think 0.4 at this point. I don't even know how low the score is at this point. The Reforged, like, nobody's fucking playing. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Every time they nostalgia bait the fans, we end up with something shit. When they nostalgia bait us, and we get Fallout 4, or we get Fallout 76, or we get Reforged, or we get something else.
Or we get another Skyrim.
Or we get another Skyrim, exactly. Like, the point I'm making is that this is ridiculous. Like, we should not even be supporting these companies anymore. We should be. No, we should be like supporting indies and like the independent scene. And I don't, as much as I hate having this split between independent and AAA, the AAA industry is not doing themselves any favors by doing the kind of shit they're doing.
I mean, at this point, they're pretty much supporting indie as well. So
they are, but it's not as much as like what fans can do. Like, for example, if you're like a fan of, I'm trying to think of an indie, very popular, like Devolver Digital or something. Like, if you're a fan of Devolver Digital, you'll go and you'll go ahead and support them, buy their games like Fall Guys and stuff like that, and it'll be, and you're okay with that. You'll buy the game, play with your friends, have some fun, and call it a day. But the problem with that's still the problem. My biggest problem with like the industry as a whole is that we have this split. And I've made this comparison, this analogy so many times, but I'm gonna say it again. If you buying from the AAA industry is like going to your local grocery store and buying up a package of ground beef. You don't know what's in that fucking beef. You don't know what's in there, but you know it's been processed heavily with chemicals and many other things. Buying from indie is like going to your farmer's market and picking out a fresh tomato. That's the difference. So I've made this analogy 100 fucking times, and people do agree with me on this, but again, I don't like that this is the state of gaming. That we're split between having to go to the fucking farmer's market or going to the fucking grocery store. I don't like that.
Or just not play any games.
Or yeah, or the third option, you play nothing. You buy nothing.
Yeah,
you do
like,
nothing.
That's what I've been
you just
doing.
like, and like I don't blame people for not wanting to play games with the way the state of the industry is. I understand a lot of people are extremely upset with the state of the industry and like what we're given on a daily basis by these companies that are supposed to have our interests at heart. The same with the representatives in our
really
government
funny?
is that they're supposed to be serving us. That's what the industry's supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be serving us. We are the fucking guest in their restaurant. You're supposed to fucking give me a steak, not a fucking half-burnt hamburger.
Are you the type of guy that goes like,
The customer's always right.
Like, I'm not. I think the customer should be right, but let me finish. I feel like there are certain boundaries within the industry that they have to respect. What? Like, is this not true that we should be getting like better games from this industry? Should we not be demanding better stuff?
they're not gonna cater to 100% of people's it's their rules.
No, the AAA industry has been catering to casuals for so long now. That's the problem, is that they're catering to casuals and everybody else wants to just fucking play a video game.
All right, then just don't play their game and just like
okay.
I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want people to really do.
I want people to think for themselves, and I want people to like support indies, and I want if you're a developer out there, please fucking make your own game, and we'll people will try to get the word out and support it. But like I said, the biggest point here is that I want people to look at the industry critically. I know a lot of people already do, but there's also people who don't look at this game critically enough, and we're in the situation we're in, and which is why we have a lot of games that are too casualized, or people are like, oh, this is just a watered down version of something we had like 10 years ago. Like this is the same point that we just made like 5 minutes ago with Atlas and 3 or 3 games and Halo.
Well, I was gonna do that, but I was interrupted. But whatever.
But that's the point I wanted to make, though. Like this is the point that I know I'm preaching to the choir, and I've said this thing so many times on my podcast. But
yeah,
we can't rely on the industry to give us something that we want, because every time.
No, and I don't.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, Atlas, you yourself don't play anymore, are taking a break from games right now, and I respect that, because, and I know I have other friends as well. Like, you're not the only person. I have other people who also don't want to like fucking play games as well. But
Can I be honest with you? Like, I've literally only been playing like 2 games currently, Minecraft because that's a
Right.
really fun game to play.
It's a time.
And,
it's a time
another
sink.
and like an RPG, which like Tales of Berseria,
Yeah.
which actually I am enjoying a lot.
Right. So, but I mean, this is the problem that we have in this day and age is that we either pick an old game from Steam and play the hell out of that, or we'll every now and then we'll pick up a new game from the Steam store because everybody's like really into it. But that's the problem is like we should not be digging. We should, I've reiterated this point. Like, this is like the third time I said it, but so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to like repeat myself too much on this podcast, but
I'm gonna be right back in a bit. Just hold on a minute.
Damn it, Laser. Okay, so we've almost reached an hour of recording, so let's go ahead and get through this Undertale discussion.
Let's get to the Undertale discussion.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering what the fuck are you gonna talk about Undertale?
Well, I was hoping to like talk about news and the industry for about 30 minutes, but that we went on so many tangents that like
multiple
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
I heard the same thing like 4 times.
well,
All right, guys, let's start the latest news.
okay,
Time to get started.
before I do that, Alice, do you have any final thoughts on the industry as a whole?
I don't know because I feel like if I talk, then it's just gonna be cut off anyway.
Oh,
But
go ahead. I won't say anything.
all
No
right,
one's, like,
so
stopping you.
here's the thing about me and my view on the game industry. They don't give a shit. They're never gonna give a shit. They're always gonna pander, and this is just a real world. Gamers, you see, there are ones that come in different levels and different forms. Some are very addicted to games, so are casual gamers. Like you said, the casuals, they are, they're cared about the most because they're just casual gamers. They will buy a game, pick it up, play it, and then they'll wait for the next release. Like, they don't give a shit. Now, the hardcore ones are the ones that don't play the games anymore. They don't care about, the old fans. So the reason why, like, I hate 343 is because they say they listen to their fans. They say they give a shit and all that stuff. And they can make a legit good Halo game. I've seen Halo 2 Anniversary.
Okay.
They've actually implemented the correct style and everything. And they had the sound effects. They did everything correct. And I'm wondering, why the fuck they didn't do this in Halo 4 or Halo 5? Because they tried to make it different in a really bad way.
Right.
So at some point, I just gave up. Because I asked myself, do I want to, do this shit for the next 10 fucking years? No.
Right.
Because there's other things to do in life than game.
Right.
If you're bored, go on Pornhub, fucking watch cartoons, shit, get a Netflix subscription or go exercise.
Exactly.
People gotta stop depending on fucking games and waiting for companies to give a shit about.
What you want? Oh my god, I paid $60 for a fucking game. These guys they gotta fix it.
No, they don't. They're not obligated to fix shit. Not really. Especially if they're still making a shit ton of money. Do they care
But-
if you want a refund? Not exactly. They don't give a fuck. You know what the game companies care about? Their investors, their stock, their partners. They don't give a shit about the customer. At least that's probably about 20%. If you're talking about real life, real business perspective, the customer is not always right. The customer is not obligated to get 100% of what they want. The gamers, the game developers will always, write whatever they want because they're making the game. That's
Right.
why sometimes, 343, think about this. 343 knew they were fucking up so bad. They were hiring the guys that made the Halo online game. They hired people that they thought they didn't need, but they rehired them and shit. Like, it was so bad. And 343 is fucking embarrassing. When they released Halo 5, they had no Forge mode, constant glitches, awful reward system, and people were fucking gone from Halo 5 once it was out. It didn't matter how cool or nice the graphics were. It didn't matter how cool the story seemed to be. It was false advertising. Now me, I lean a little bit with capitalism, but the way they advertised that fucking game was atrocious. At first, you had the epic, Master Chief's like Obi-Wan Kenobi up in this bitch. He's walking in the middle of the fucking desert. Then comes this big old, like, fucking guardian, and he's holding a thing, and we're like, okay, that's Halo. That works. And then we see this random guy we don't know, Spartan, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
He's this emotionless turd, basically no personality. No one gives a shit about him, and okay, it's like whatever. It's like when they made Sarah Palmer, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, she was just a Spartan chick, basically kind of like Kat from Halo Reach. It was just disappointing. It wasn't exciting. They had Arbiter in there, but Arbiter didn't have anything. He was just like a background character. And you played as Spartan Locke more than you play Master Chief. That's what most people were pissed off about. And that was a legit reason. Because what is the mascot of Halo?
Master Chief. Yeah.
Master Chief. I don't know how do you fuck that up? How? Like, it makes me so mad just talking about it. Because that's what I grew up on, was playing Chief. Playing a real Spartan. And that fight scene they had, all that false marketing, all that bullshit to lead up to a mocap fight. They had a fucking mocap. They fought. Now listen, I love Halo, so that's why I get very mad about this.
Well, okay.
So get
okay. I just
And
want to
they're
like
gonna
I just want to like make a quick point here, and then I'll let you continue. But I have nothing against mocap because Uncharted 4 was done in mocap, and they did a really fucking good job with that game. So.
But we're talking Halo here, and we're talking about the fact that despite they had mocap, they fucked it up. How do you fuck up a mocap fight? Because the thing is, if it's mocap, you don't have to do much of animating. You just add a little bit of stuff, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
But they made Chief and Spartan Locke fight for like a few seconds, and it was fucking stupid. They fought like fucking little kids or some shit, or like 5th graders. They were like kneeing each other. They fought like drunk Power Rangers. I was like, what the fuck is this? And the Spartans around them were like, what do we do? We're just gonna watch them. And then Spartan Locke breaks Chief's visor, and Chief is like, I didn't like that. Then Locke like tries to lock him with that weird boob thing that you like. I don't know. It's this weird device. If you put it on the Spartan's chest, they can't fucking move. Okay. And then like Chief puts it on him, then they escape, and I'm just sitting here like,
Okay.
I'm so glad I didn't buy this game. So I just stopped giving a shit about 343. I don't care about Halo Infinite.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
Okay. All right. So now that I've let Atlas say his piece, that was a pretty good discussion. Yeah. Right. So I'm sorry. Again, Atlas, I'm sorry for cutting you off earlier. I wanted you to,
Hey, listen,
I wanted you to weigh in on this.
You're welcome. You're fine. You're
Okay.
welcome.
All right. So I'm gonna go over the Undertale thing in brief because we don't have a whole lot of time left. So I'm just gonna let you guys. I'm just gonna tell you guys what I wrote from my notes on this. I wrote this like pseudo speech that was like, I don't even know how like. Pretty big on. It was a pretty big thing on that I wrote on WordPad. Yeah, I showed it to like to Laser, but I'm just gonna briefly talk about it now. So I started with this little mini paragraph. It was about 2015 or so when I first heard about Undertale. I watched the playthrough of it and spoiled myself so I could get the gist of the game, having watched Toby Fox's history regarding his Earthbound ROM hack. Halloween, and I was starting to understand it, so I could understand the game as a whole.
So did you actually play Undertale? Or?
No, but I've watched.
Of course.
See, this is what I mean. Like, I hate when people are like, "Oh, you never touched the game." Wow, you don't have it. You're like, your opinion is completely irrelevant. Like, I hate this kind kind of argument. But like, no, I haven't played it. I've seen my brother play it.
Okay.
Am I not allowed an opinion for something that I didn't play fucking Star Fox Zero, but I thought that was a shit game.
Okay, but that's a different. Okay.
How is that different? Explain to me how me saying a fucking Star Fox Zero is a shit game when I've never touched it, and then saying Undertale is bad. Like, you won't even let me finish the whole story before you start commenting on whether or not my fucking opinion is even valid.
Look, I have criticized games I have not played yet, but okay, the reason why you can't just watch someone play Undertale because you have to experience it
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me finish the story. Bro, let me finish the story. Let me finish the story, and then you can fucking yell at me all you want, alright? Okay, it wouldn't be until I watched a complete playthrough of it, from beginning to end, with both good and bad endings, that I finally understood the design philosophy behind Toby Fox's Undertale. And that design philosophy was mired in average to, at the time, it felt like mediocre storytelling. And that, I find it fascinating that Toby would go from this weird Brahmak from Earthbound to telling the story about racism. And yes, that is Undertale's underlying message. Let's not beat around the bush.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Let me finish with this. My problem with this isn't that
essay.
This is not an essay. That's the thing. Like, okay, I explained almost everything that I wanted to say in this entire essay that you call. So I start with my problem with this isn't that he's telling a story about racism, masked under the guise of coming together. It's how the game is structured that I had a problem with. My problem wasn't with the story, it was how it was structured. And if anyone's seen The Room, you will understand what I mean about structure and writing. Anyone who's played Fallout 3, who's questioned the problem with writing, or looked back on it and asked themselves if this writing made any fucking sense, like seriously. Does anybody question the major plot hole of Fallout 3? How Colonel Autumn somehow managed to get into the fucking vault that nobody else can fucking get into? Did anybody fucking...
Fucking under... Fucking Fallout 3 hate.
Because this all goes back to Fallout 3! Nobody fucking... I don't understand this. I'm having a fucking aneurysm because people don't understand how shit Fallout 3 is in terms of writing. They don't understand.
What episode? What's the current episode right now?
What is like 7 or 8? I think this is probably 8. I don't even know.
We have not had a single episode where we have not mentioned Fallout 3. I guarantee you.
What can I say? I have an issue with the fucking game. I have an issue with Fallout 3. I hate Fallout 3 more than I hate 76. That's fucking saying something.
That is.
Because you need to chill out.
You say I need to chill out.
I'm usually the one that gets really enthusiastic or like.
I fundamentally hate games like 3, but I mean I don't hate Undertale as much as 3. I fucking hate 3. I hate 3 with a fucking passion.
All right, get the point.
Okay, so and herein lies the meat of the argument I have with Undertale to this day. You're given the option for a good or bad ending, and at the end of that, you are either told you are a good boy or a bad boy for your actions. My issue with this is that by fundamental design, the game is telling you must go to the good route and not the genocide route. Well, the game doesn't force you to play only the good route. There is an inherent and unspoken rule about playing Undertale for the good ending. That is a design philosophy fucking 101 no-no. You do not force the player down one path and tell them they have 2 fucking choices. They don't have 2 choices. To tell them that they have 2 choices, that's not a choice. You ask anyone in the fan base if that is a choice, and they'll say no. You go through the good route only. Now, maybe this. What? Go ahead.
Look,
no, not you. I meant him.
Yeah. I played Undertale, so I think I have more of like a, I can give pretty my opinion on this shit. So you never played the game,
right?
And you somewhat understand the mechanics.
I understand the philosophy behind the design.
But you are not forced to go to good route. That's what I will disagree with. Because I killed a character in the fucking game, and the game did not give a shit. It pointed out I killed someone, which was a bit creepy. But I was like, oh shit, the game is letting me know. The game is letting me know that I can be a little fucking nuisance who's evil as shit, or I can be, like you said, a good boy. And I chose to be a little bit bad because I got tired of fucking fighting monsters sometimes.
Yeah.
So I would just kill them by mistake out of anger, but I later regret because like, oh, I think I could have not done that. But you know, the game had great characters. I love the music. First of all, the fucking music is iconic. It has its own memes, but the
I
music in general is fucking beautiful. I
go
love the
back
music.
to the music and you'll still like have all those memories that like you were like doing when like that music was
Oh yeah, I like that. I like it when I go into the shop and I hear.
See, actually, here's another thing I really like about it. Okay, so I'm
I'm
actually a
not
really big
trying
fan
to
of, like,
say what I like or don't like about Undertale. I'm giving the objective, at least from a developer standpoint, this is what it looks like. I understand, Atlas, that you are not forced to go down the good route only, but from a developer standpoint, and from someone who is uninitiated with Undertale, this is what they're Laser. Let me finish. This is what they're going to think. This is what they're going to think because that's what they see. They're given two choices, but if you if you kill anyone or do anything negative, then you're pushed down like neutral route. And yeah, there is a third one, but the ones that matter really are good and bad. And that's my problem is that from a storytelling perspective, you're basically forced down the good routes. If you don't want to do the good route, sure, you can kill everybody, but that is a choice, but that's like saying Fallout 3 has choice. You don't have choice in that game.
again, you're making a comparison to Fallout 3.
You don't have choice in that game. I swear to God.
You
do not.
Fallout 3 and Undertale is completely different.
And let's just see a game how it is, okay? And let me say something, okay? Because clearly this is going on for a while. So the whole 3 paths thing, okay? So yes, okay, yeah, okay. Everyone, I feel like if you haven't like even like heard of it, you're gonna play through like you're gonna play through neutral, which I did. I did play through neutral originally because I did play the game once when I first got it. Okay, so doing that, like you're given the option. Oh, like you want you can try doing this if you want. But the thing is, right? You don't know where exactly to go from to do that. All you just need to do is spare everybody. But how far like you go to like spare people?
Why would you kill everybody?
Send me to Boston.
First of all, why would you kill everybody? Like if you don't even an
I wouldn't
ounce.
kill everybody. I killed like people like.
No, but my
moderate.
point is that like if you know anything about Undertale, why would you even do that? Like why would you kill anybody? If you went in there blind,
because I played the game blind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I played the game. Laser played the game, and
I
the thing
like,
is,
I didn't watch a video about it. I played the game for my own experience.
okay.
well, that's different. Like I watched a few videos. I was like, what the fuck is so good about
Okay,
Undertale?
I watched like one video, but like after that I pretty much just went in blind for like the rest of it. Like I sort of like an idea on like what I should do for like the gameplay and everything, but I didn't know like the routes and stuff. So when I like then like started playing the pacifist route and like the whole point is that you're given a choice. What is that choice that you go down?
Okay, first of all,
you could kill
first of all,
yeah.
you never have a choice in it. You do not have a choice in any video game.
Yes,
First
you
of all, no. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. If you've ever played BioShock Infinite, you will understand what I mean when I say you do not have choices in video games. There's an illusion of choice. You don't have a choice. You still have to go through the motions, beat the big bad, level up your character, blah blah blah. But the thing is, you don't have choices. Like I don't know if anybody ever if you guys remember the end of BioShock Infinite, but when they said give us the girl and wipe away the debt, you don't have a choice. You can't stay there. I mean, you can stay there, but the game wouldn't progress. So the illusion of choice of not doing that is not available to you. That's what I'm trying to say. In games, you do not have choices. Even if it seems like you have choices, you don't have choices.
Look, you did see the other routes, right?
I've seen all the routes. I've seen all the routes. I disagree with the fundamentally with the philosophy of the design.
The whole point of playing the routes is sort of like just like the whole point is that you're supposed to see what this world is like, like that. The whole point is just like
it's to see the world for what it is, and it's a shit place. I'm sorry for making this joke, but
okay,
that's
look,
that's what it is.
You
Though.
didn't even play the game, so how the hell is like? Okay, I get it. Right?
So
Like, there are
okay.
like,
At the beginning of this conversation, when I said that this was like, you know, the idea of racism.
Hold on. No. I have another problem with this.
Okay.
A fucking story about racism? Where the hell did race come into this?
Really, you don't find that this is anything remotely related to racism?
I just
a kid goes down and kills a bunch of monsters. A kid goes down into a hole and kills a bunch of monsters because they're monsters, not because they have human emotions or they want to talk like people. Like they're not. Think about it. Think about it. How is that not like, say,
it's not racism. It's literally
it's not
like
racism.
how you view like.
It's not racism. In what way is this not like racism? Do tell.
Oh yeah, because immediately when like yeah, I can't wait for the next Doom game where like it's gonna like show racism when like you're freaking befriending a demon. That's
you are fighting supposed monsters in an underground area, and they're just monsters. They're not dudes. They're not people. But you're killing a quote unquote species of creatures down there, and you know. All they want is to live with people in peace. So, how is that not different than, you know, with black people wanting to live in peace in the world?
What are you like, dude? How did the hell did it become like a game? How the hell did it become a game where like you see a freaking skeleton douse ketchup into his mouth?
They're
talking about racism.
Frisk is like, fuck monsters, bro. I hate monsters. I'm gonna fucking kill them because they're monsters.
Like,
but isn't that the genocide? But isn't that the genocide route though? Isn't that genocide route where you go in and kill everybody? Isn't that not genocide route though?
No, it's you literally being the worst person you can possibly be.
Because you're a bad.
Do racism or black people at all.
It became a point to where like it's not even like the player anymore. It's literally just you, just doing it for like the sake of it. Like you're just going through the motions at that point. There's no game for doing a bad playthrough. Like, okay,
there's no game for doing a bad playthrough, even though you level up and you literally get better gear. There's no.
All right, let me tell you right now. Of killing people who you grew to love in the pacifist route. What's the gain? What's the gain from just constantly just going around, seeing like, but nobody came, expecting an encounter where you just gain nothing?
Okay.
Don't you want to see?
Let me no. Okay. What if these characters weren't monsters? What if they were people and you went around killing a bunch of people? Is that any better than what happens in genocide route? And you're not calling this like racism? You're killing them because they're monsters. You're killing them because they're monsters.
No, my guy, but I'm sorry you think that way, but you know.
I don't understand like where the hell this is all coming from.
No. Okay, okay.
I'm like actually confused.
Okay, I want to hear from Atlas because like he sounds like he has something he wants.
Okay, so you are comparing a fucking cartoony 8-bit game that's based on choice and pretty fun characters to racism problems
in the real world. What?
Yeah, in the real world. And you're comparing the story shit to Fallout 3, a whole different universe, a whole different fucking game. And
no, I'm not comparing Undertale to Fallout 3. I'm just saying that.
What do you want me to say? What do you want?
Can I just say something? Let's how about we compare it to a game that I feel like Karma chose right. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Infamous by any chance, right?
Yeah,
it's a really good PlayStation exclusive.
Yes.
Okay, so you've heard of Infamous.
Yes.
So, if you don't know, you have like two choices at the end of the day. You have like a good ending, and you have like Karma ending, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like just whatever. You go through that. The reason what makes Undertale different from that is that you don't want to do the genocide route, but since you're playing it because you want to see what happens.
Then that goes back to my point originally. Then that goes back to my original point that you only have one route.
Oh my god.
Then that goes back to my original point. If that's what you're trying to argue, then that's not refuted by my point.
There's a
Okay,
difference-
so if
Okay,
let me ask you this then.
can
Let me ask you-
we let Alice talk? Can we let Alice talk, please?
Yeah,
Alright, fine.
let me ask you this then. So if I do the whole genocide route, am I racist?
No.
Then why is it Okay, so why is it racist for the main character to kill monsters when that's a choice and not out of racism? It has nothing to do with race.
I see it more as like you're doing this. You're just doing this because you want to.
Can I answer his-
You want to see what the fuck happens because that you see Undertale.
It's not
You know,
fun.
I
but, like,
don't mind if people.
Can I
hate the
answer his
story or
question,
whatever.
or do I have to talk over Laser to do this?
Hey, you do what you want. This is your fucking
No,
show.
I know, but like he asked me an honest to goodness question. I'm trying to answer it, and Laser's talking over.
Right.
So okay, no, I don't think that's racism, but I feel like this
Why do you
entire
compare it to racism?
because this entire game feels like that.
How is a game that is about racism?
Whoa!
feels like
Let
it's
him.
about-
Let him. I'm talking to him right now.
Alright,
Okay,
fine.
he asked me how I feel like this is racism, and this goes back to what I said earlier, that I feel like that because let's treat these monsters as like a race of people is what I'm trying to say. If you look at it from that perspective, then yes, you're going down in a hole and killing a bunch of people. Like that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I feel like. So, you know.
I need to take a fucking Prozac or something.
I really need to like sleep.
Hey, I got my fucking.
I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
Me neither, but hey, if
I will say that.
No.
I kill every monster in Undertale, I'm racist, guys. I'm
Oh,
racist.
listen, I killed the ball
I'm
scope.
human.
I killed the ball scope. Oh, I guess
Okay,
I guess
okay.
I'm a serial killer now. I'm a serial killer,
Look,
everyone. Don't worry.
but okay. I just want to finish off this discussion by asking Atlas this one question. If
Sure,
instead of
sure.
monsters they were people, and you committed genocide, would that be any different? Or
I don't know if you kill demons in Doom, or are you a fucking bad
no,
person?
I'm saying if the monsters in Undertale were people, would they be in it? Would your, phrasing of this thing be any different? That it's just a game that we shouldn't care about
Yeah.
this.
It's just a game. That's the thing that you're forgetting. It's just a fucking game. The game has nothing to do with racism. Doesn't really give the message on racism. It tells you, hey, you are this character, and you could do whatever the fuck you want. You can love everybody, you can hate everybody, you can make friends with them, or you can fucking kill them. That's literally the game. You take it to a whole other perspective where like, oh my god, they treat monsters bad. It's racism. It's like no. It's nothing like that. And you're kind of contradicting.
But
yourself, too.
okay,
I
but
asked you the question. Don't get defensive now, because
Okay.
if you want to say things and expect people to go, oh yeah, I 100% agree with that, it's not going to happen. So let me tell
I'm
you
not
this.
expecting people to agree with me.
You say that this game is based on racism and has something relates to
At least some degree of
black
racism.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can say that, it's a free fucking country,
Yeah.
but if people look at you weird, and don't be surprised.
Right.
But the thing is that if I just asked you the question, oh, so if I kill everybody in the game because they're monsters, am I racist? You said no. Okay, then why the fuck are you saying it's racist? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, okay. At the very beginning of the game, is there not an introduction sequence about how humans drove monsters underground?
No, they had a war.
Yeah, they had a war.
When the monsters lost, they got put underground. That's a story. No, it's not a nice story, but
I'm not saying it's a nice
bad things. It makes a good fucking story. It's like, oh, what happened?
I also think like there's a reason why monsters don't like humans, and there's a reason why humans don't like monsters.
And that's in a lot of stories.
Monsters
That's in a lot of
see
stories.
Humans. Like let me just say this right now. Monsters
Yeah.
see us like in like the game as how we view monsters.
Right.
Like that's how it is in that game.
Like
So,
fucking Monsters Inc., right?
Yeah, kind of like that. But my whole point is pretty much like, how to like, yeah, it's you can't call it. I feel like you can't even call it racism because like it's literally just a story about like how one race got screwed over by someone else. And no, it's not racism. It's like a different.
It's not racism, but they got screwed over. Okay.
It's like the whole point is that like one group got screwed over, other group was still fine, but they both hate each other and both. Like, dude, like if you don't know the actual story, let me just explain this.
How is that not the story?
The barrier and destroy humans and take out the humans for pretty much what they've done.
Yes.
You come in and you pretty much are nice enough to stop them.
You're a
Choose
kid.
not to. You really
You're
become the monster that you're perceiving them as. Like that's the whole. That's like why. Like, do you want to become a monster who just kills these innocent people for what is basically no reason, or do you want to be the good person?
You're saying that
that you forget is that in a way, despite you being human, you can become just as much as a monster as them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
that's
dude,
deep shit.
Like,
I see. I actually like that explanation better than the kind of shit that we've been talking about the last 20 minutes now at this point.
my whole point is this, right? You can't. I don't feel like it's not even like. Why would you call Undertale like a game about racism? Because I feel like it has nothing to do with
Because when you look at because when you look at the monster, when you look at the monsters as a race of people or a race of anything, you see that
monsters trying to escape their barrier, like just to try to get back into like the human world. Like,
yeah, but they want to go. But they want to go back to war with the humans, though. That's the thing.
Because when you get put into a hole by the humans, why what else would you want to do? Like,
so you let an anger that happened like 1,000 years ago fester for like 1,000 years, and then you suddenly want to go above ground and start killing people.
They've actually been playing this for like that long. Like every human they come into the underground. Like you know about the human souls at least.
Yes.
The 7 human souls.
Yes.
The 6 were like from like other humans that fell into the underground and died.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's
and
not
they
just like,
and they were killed. Were they killed by Asgore, or did they die from the falling? Like what was it?
I would say they were either killed by Asgore or by like some other like cute monsters in the underground. But the most likely scenario was actually Asgore because he has them all in like his throne room.
Right.
Yeah, Asgore was like a guy that looked. Oh, look, he's a sweet guy, but he's an asshole because he killed people.
Like the point, pretty much. Like I don't like understand like where you're trying to like, come from with this, but like Asgore, like the whole point is that like you're supposed to see him as like this big threat, but in actuality, he's a pretty chill dude. He's a pretty nice guy.
Right.
He just
hated killing humans and shit. Like
he just wants like freedom for his like people.
Right.
That's the whole underlying message, right?
Right.
They're not monsters unless like you perceive them as such.
No.
To me, the story goes deeper than that. Sometimes you can talk about there's humans and there are monsters, but the real thing is that both sides can be monsters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Both sides. It's never one or the other. Both sides can be monsters. Anybody can be racist. Anybody can be prejudiced.
Right.
Because you know what the monsters are. What's it called? The spoils of war. Whoever loses, they deal with whatever they fucking lost.
Yeah.
But the monsters in Snowden, they're chill. They're happy. They don't give a fuck. And when they meet Frisk, half of them are actually nice to them.
I mean, like, look, they have
like,
dreams. They have like goals that they want to achieve. Like, look at like Papyrus, right?
Yeah.
He's one of my personal.
Love him. I used to do his voice all the time.
Yeah.
Like, all he wants to do is just he wants to leave the underground so he can he wants to like get like a race car. He has a freaking race car then too and everything. He wants to see what the human world is like. He wants to experience that.
But aside of him wanting to capture humans, right?
Right.
So that made you go like, okay,
he
my
wants to, because he also wants to be a part of the royal guard, right? Like, which
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He wanted to prove to himself that, or whatever, that he could be as strong as the royal guard.
Here's another good one. Undyne, right? I feel like I'm pretty sure I'll get to Undyne as well. So she was pretty much like us at the beginning of the game. We're like, she's basically the opposite to what we are. We perceive monster as bad. She perceives human as bad.
hates
But until you do like an act of kindness,
hates you.
Yeah. In fact, when you first meet her, she tries to kill you, like flat out. She tries to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
Because
that.
listen, it does it like people have their reasons for hating another person, because it's possible that Undyne must have like lost a lot of shit when that war went down or something. Like you don't know,
Right.
like
Either she lost a lot of people.
sometimes.
Maybe like that's how
But
she lost her.
I don't think Undyne wants to be quote unquote racist or whatever. She's just pissed off because like, hey, my people are down here struggling, and like I want to prove that I'm a tough badass motherfucker. Like that's what she wants to prove as well. And
Yeah.
so when she sees a fragile human, like, well, seemingly fragile, because Frisk could fucking kill anybody, she's like, oh yeah, like, hey you little shit, you're coming to meet Asgore? No, you're not gonna fucking kill him. And
See,
that's on both sides.
That's why I'm not sure.
It's like you.
Sorry.
It's like you kill me or I kill you. It's like I kill you or you kill me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
universe
why-
of.
I feel like
So,
Undyne
like-
probably had to have killed a bunch of humans as well in the process, guys. I don't think it's like really Asgore. But okay, so that, like there's that. Like it's point like they have dreams. They're just put in a bad situation, like, or more so like it's not really so much racism. It's just like there's a stigma against humans because humans kind of
How?
screw them over.
But having
It's
a
story about just trying to get
okay,
them
but
out. It's just
how is
a story about
having
them trying to get free.
right? But how is having a stigma different than, being racist?
Oh, if you saw the ending of the game,
Yeah, I
there-
saw the ending.
it repeats.
Well, in the good ending, everybody just goes and see the sunrise and starts
because
walking out.
bad ending, literally everyone, including humanity, dies. You do know, like, it's not just monsters anymore. It's literally just humans. You erase the entire world.
Mm.
You kill everybody.
Kill everybody. That's the fucking thing. That's what eliminates the like when you hate everyone, you're not racist. You fucking hate everybody.
Yeah.
Racism is when you value one race over fucking everybody. Like, oh yeah, white people are the best. Because white people rule. Like that's racism. But if you hate everybody, you're not
Yeah.
racist. You're just an asshole.
Yeah.
So
And
that's genocide.
Okay.
The whole point of the genocide.
And there's
is,
no
like,
and here's the funny thing too. You want to bring up racism? There's no humans in the underground, so all you can kill is monsters. Frisk accidentally fell down that hole, and I think if I was a crazy fuck, I'd be angry too and going to killing Rampage. But it's the choice of the individual playing as Frisk. So
Right.
no, I don't think it has anything to do with racism. It has to do with choice. It has to do with how you play the game, and we gotta remember it's a cartoon fucking game
Yeah.
as well. It's goofy,
Cartoon game
it's
with
silly,
cartoon
it's funny.
There's a character who literally references anime. So
Yeah. I get
don't
I
think-
get that. But
Second,
I actually really appreciate Atlas being here because he's helped me balance out whatever the fuck that you're talking about. I can't even understand half the shit that you're fucking spouting about this game.
Same applies
but-
to me to you, honestly.
Right,
Like,
right,
really,
right.
I'm trying to not understand you.
I think we're more surprised by you than I don't know.
What,
you.
me?
Like, I'm just trying to provide like an actual.
Wait, me or Laser?
Laser, he's chill, but like you, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Okay, I love how we're like just constantly talking about this, but like not the gameplay, because I actually like the gameplay a lot.
Okay, but like
gameplay-
my
gameplay was
okay,
good to me,
we are.
but-
Unfortunately, we
Yeah,
are out of
it
time.
actually-
We are out of time. We have to end this. It is almost fucking an hour and a half long that we've been sitting here
Aw.
talking about this shit,
alright.
and it is high time that we fucking close this discussion. Atlas and Laser, I appreciate you guys for joining me here. I especially appreciate Atlas for helping me better understand Undertale, because before this I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, and now I have a greater understanding of the game's message, and I appreciate him for
before you sign off though,
yeah.
there's a recommendation that we probably both would tell you. Just play the fucking game. Just play it. Like whenever you get the time, just play the game. Experience it yourself.
One of these days,
you know?
I might, but I already have enough crap on my backlog right now that I need to finish, and then maybe I'll consider it. All right.
Alright.
So thank you guys for both coming on. Laser, for being here as again. Atlas. Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, and Atlas, you're welcome to join us anytime we're on here or whatever. But we'll probably be doing earlier podcasts in the future, probably at 6 p.m. Eastern. This way we'll Alice will have time to do his own podcast, and I won't be. I'm
doing mine
like 8 o'clock,
like next weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
am I free to join it as like a little guest or something?
You'd have, I mean, yeah, you'd have to go to a server, but yeah, you can join him. But
you can join my podcast, brother.
Like chill and stuff.
You're welcome.
I love
it's like Laser, you're welcome, but Grask, no, just stay here, please.
Up to him, bro.
It's like a lot of brony stuff going on here. I don't know what this.
Hey man, you don't want to talk in the server, that's fine. This server is open to fucking everybody. Alright, I mean, even Atlas is a brony, so, and you're here talking with him, and you haven't had an issue with him.
I'd say I'm more of a fan.
Yeah.
But I watch the show.
Right.
I love the show, but brony shit.
All right.
I keep that down low,
Right. All right. So we will see you guys next time we have something to talk about. I don't know when the next podcast will be, but whenever it is, I'll give everybody a heads up, and you guys can join us then. And you can laugh at how stupid my opinions are. So just like we did today. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for coming to the stream. We will see you guys next time, and we're out. Adios.
Come on and welcome to the